Walking Blind is hosted by overly emotional dudes who overthink and overanalyze everything. Nothing the hosts say should be taken as medical advice or opinion. They're not professionals, and they're about to make that very clear. So just kick back and hang with them, because you've earned it. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the Walking Blind podcast. This is the Tuesday night edition. I'm Mike, and with me, as always, is...
I'm also Mike, and it's episode 16. Sweet 16.
At some point in time, I know it's our Sweet 16, and it's like life is just getting started. But are we gonna forever have to do an intro, or are people just gonna be like, yeah, that's Mike's show?
We just started.
Like, we don't even have to say anything because they know our names?
At episode 100, we'll do that. No, I was kidding.
100 episodes is a lot, guys.
I feel like... I guess we kind of started the last one. Just we kind of went straight into it.
But did we introduce ourselves?
Eventually we did, yeah.
Oh.
I guess we could have just kept going.
That's true, yeah. Because you were trying to match the depths of my voice on the last episode.
Maybe, what if we just, at the end of our little intro thing, what if we just put our names in the intro? That way we can just start talking. This happening in real time.
All right, so for those who, hey, Cornerstone Barbecue, what's up, dudes? For those of you who... for those of you who follow along with our antics and follow along with what's going on, normally we record on Sunday nights. We didn't record this Sunday, and then we didn't record yesterday. That's because we had a hockey debacle that we went through yesterday. We had every intention of going to a hockey game. Mm-hmm. Can we talk about this?
Yeah.
Okay. We had every intention of going to a hockey game. And... you know, it's not, you know, it's the Ontario rain. It's not like it's the Kings game. It's not like it's a.
Oh, I was excited to go.
I was pumped. I was pumped to
go.
We didn't think things through. Same as what was this, a couple weeks ago for Kill Switch.
Or Kill Switch, yeah.
When we ended up at the date night table at Olive Garden. So it was us and our homie Jesse. And everybody met up at my house, and we get ready to leave for the hockey game.
The game.
And then
I think you were the voice of reason.
And then I was the voice of reason, and I was like, "Hey, guys, are they doing the health checks for this?"
The
the California, you got to be vaccinated everywhere you go.
Yep. Or have a current COVID test.
Yeah, a current COVID test.
Which we could have gotten, but we didn't know.
So, anyways, one of us is vaccinated, one of us is not. We'll let you guys decide who. And then at that point in time, we also realized that somebody left the tickets on their countertop when they left their house. So either way,
not that big of a deal. I mean, it's only it only adds like 15 minutes.
One way.
Yeah.
One way to the trip. So then we decided, you know what, maybe it's just time to go to dinner.
Yeah, we did dinner. It was really good.
So we actually we hit up a local spot. And if you also follow our antics, you'll see that Mike reached a social media high point in his career because he took a very trendy photo in front of a very trendy alleyway in Redlands, California.
I was very serious and sincere about it. I don't want to ever disrespect landmarks like that and trends. So I took that picture with the most respect I possibly could.
Respect. You put some respect on that alleyway's name. And what you guys didn't see, I'll post the picture because I'm pretty sure I have it. Or you have it at the very least.
I probably have it. Yeah.
You have it. So we could post it here. And then what we should post is the picture you took before that picture where you're trying to do the hard style pose where you're squatting and
the power squat, cholo squat.
The power squat. But anyways, that was our night. We were trying to get to a hockey game and ended up just eating.
Having just a wonderful time.
Yeah.
Dinner, ice cream,
drinks, ice cream,
delicious ice cream,
handmade.
What was it? A la minute. Oh shoot.
A la minute.
A la minute. So yeah, it worked out well. I'm glad that we're not like, we don't get butthurt. We're not like quitters. Or we don't play the blame game.
I'm glad that we don't point fingers at people who do things without,
Yeah. We should still go though to a game.
I'm down.
What sucks about this is my previous job. This was one of the outings for the kids was going to be to go to the game because it's my idea. And then when I'd put in my 2 weeks and stuff, my boss basically was just like, you should take the tickets. I think in a nice way. I think she's trying to say like nobody wants to see. Nobody wants to go to a hockey game.
Or like nobody's going to take the kids other than you to the hockey game.
Yeah, that too.
Which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate because that's whether it's like, whether it's like a big game or not, like those games are still fun.
Yeah.
They're still fun to go to. And the fact that the rain just knock off all the LA Kings merch and all the like Raiders merch and stuff, everything looks super tough. So that's always kind of cool.
Yeah. So anyway, we should go back or go.
We will go back.
Yeah.
Another thing that we experienced in the time frame of our last podcast to now is we watched Batman.
Oh yes, we did. I don't think I told you this, but I watched it today.
You watched it again?
Yeah. I went to a 2:00 show with my brother. IMAX. And can I just say,
nope.
Second viewing. So we I guess let's start from the beginning. On Friday we went to Ontario Mills to watch the Batman. Our buddy Ty, I don't know how he does it, but he got
the theater again.
Got the theater again.
Got the homie theater again.
And I got to be part of it, which was fun. And we went. And I think part of our mistake, it's not a mistake. I would do the same thing over again. We went out, we ate before, and then we went and we watched the movie. And the showing was like 8:00.
Yeah. On a after a work day.
After a work day. It's a 3-hour movie. So it really didn't get going till like 9:30 with all the trailers and stuff.
Yeah. No.
Sorry, not 9:30. I meant 8:30.
8:30. Yeah.
And I never do this, but I dozed off a little bit.
I think I did too. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think, but the problem is, it's not because the movie was bad.
No,
it's not because the movie was
crazy.
like was what. Well, there was a lot of dialogue in the movie.
Yeah,
and those are the parts where I was kind of like a little sleepy.
Yeah,
little sleepy guy.
So, but I mean, it was good. At least I was like right away like that was cool, but I need to watch it again.
So on second viewing today, how'd you feel?
Oh my gosh, it's amazing. It's incredible. It's an incredible movie.
Okay.
I missed some big parts.
Did you?
Yeah.
So you for sure.
Yeah.
Dozed off.
Mm-hmm. I was like, oh my gosh, that makes more sense. And so yeah, watching it a second time, much better. I mean, for me, it's not boring at all. Like it's a 3-hour movie, but I felt like it's one of those things where I remember like when it was getting to like the last act kind of thing, and I remember thinking like, oh shoot, like it's already we're here now. So
really, we messed up the first time around because we 1 drank, 2 ate, 3 were sleepy, and then went to go watch this movie.
Yes.
But I will say that there are a lot of things on that movie, because this is coming from a huge Batman fan, There were so many things in that movie that they really did right. And like the way that they did things and the way they showed the use of fear, the way that they did the whole comic book opening monologue, setting the tone, setting the whole vibe of the movie. And then just the smallest little things that they would do to show that he's a detective was, and like not he's not a superhero in this movie. He's a detective. Right. And the way that he did things. I mean, like one of the escape from GCPD was like one of the best scenes I've seen in a Batman movie ever. And then just his usage of his tech and his gadgets, and like finally the proper usage of like the smoke pellets, where he's like, everything, like they're searching for him in the smoke, and he just comes out of nowhere and like takes some people out. It's just like the way that they did certain aspects of it were so beautiful as a Batman fan. Maybe I was just tired. Like it felt like a lot of dialogue, but I'm definitely gonna go back and watch it again, and I'll give you an unbiased review at that point in time.
Yeah,
but
I definitely enjoyed it a lot more this time. I wasn't tired at all. I was very tired because I worked earlier, but I went to a 2:00 showing with my brother.
One of the funny things about being in a theater with all your friends is you guys can make comments and you guys can talk and you guys can, stuff that would normally annoy.
A little distracting.
Yeah, a little distracting, but stuff that would normally annoy most people in the theater is less annoying when you know it's your friends.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. There's no way I would have been like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. If somebody else did that, but so the funny part about our theater was that, that first scene where Batman, we've seen this in the trailer, so it's not spoiling anything, but where, Bruce Battinson takes off his cowl and he's got the eye black on, which I'm really glad they showed, because normally like in movies, he takes the mask off and then the eye black is gone, right? But so he takes it off and then his hair kind of falls in front of his face, and like our whole row like just immediately knew to go like, when I was a young boy,
My father.
and just sing everything really off key and loud and obnoxious in the theater. And it was glorious.
That was good. We gotta do a spoiler talk again, because I feel like
we'll do a spoiler talk. We'll bring Ty in for a spoiler talk, like maybe in like a couple weeks once everybody's seen the movie.
Cool.
And then we'll go from there. Yeah. But to loop back around and kind of go back to where we started over here. Mental health check. Where you at, Mike?
So this week, I don't even think we talked about this. It was kind of, so my weekend was like a roller coaster, like literal roller coaster. It started on a high, such a high. Friday night we went to the movie. Like I said, it was a good time, great time. Saturday, I got to hang out with some old friends. Ryan, like my best friend since 7th grade, when we started going to school together. He was a No Bragging Rights original bass player. I was the best man in his wedding. And so him and his wife and his kid were in town, so I got to go see them. I got to see some other friends that I hadn't seen in a long time. And so that was great. That was Saturday. And then Sunday, normally that's our, for me, Sunday is just like a crazy day, but it's awesome. So I worked in the morning, and then from work, I went to Burner State practice. And then from Burner State practice, it's usually the podcast. We usually film the podcast in the evening. And so I haven't told you this, and I don't want to go into, one thing I can't really go into at all. The other thing I don't want to get into too much, especially until we hear more things. But I lost one of my cousins, 20-year-old cousin on Sunday, and I found out like literally right before band practice. So yeah, so like I found that I was.
Was this, was this, and we could cut this out if we need to. Was this the same aunt that shot you a message or?
No, different family. But yeah, it's crazy. And so that was
Fuck, man.
yeah. And then at band practice we heard more news, but I can't really get into. But yeah, so it just was like, so in a way, like, you know, obviously hearing a bunch of stuff. I was tired physically, but you know, that's fine. I've been tired before, not a big deal. And you had a headache, or you just weren't.
My Sunday was like, the morning was pretty chill. I mean, I rode motorcycles. Me and Martin met up, and we both kind of got like a late start to the day because it was just like one of those. I kind of want to sleep in a little bit. I kind of want to just relax, and then got up. He came over, and then we just rode to like get coffee. We went to our other coffee shop that we go to when you're not around.
Which one was that one?
Dirtbag Coffee in Redlands.
In Redlands?
Mm-hmm. So they have really good cold brew. Okay.
Right.
And they have an old school prism chopper in the front window, so we feel like we're at home. Okay.
Oh, can you guys go there? Because you guys can ride your bikes there.
Yep. Anyways, so it's neither here nor there. Cold brew's awesome. Check them out. But we went, and then we got lunch afterwards, and then
where'd you just get lunch?
That's a good question. I don't know. I don't even remember where we got. Oh, I do know. We went to Hate Burger. In Redlands. Okay. Yeah, the little there's the alleyway. Actually, the other end of the alley that Mike took photos at, the other side of the alley, there is a really cool burger spot where you actually just walk up. Like all it is a walk up burger spot.
Yeah.
And they have like this like cool, you know, skull and snake artwork. And they have really, really good burgers, and they also have like really good vegan options, like vegan burger patties, chicken, stuff like that.
Awesome.
If you're into that. So, you know, and we had some burgers and rode back home. But then like afterwards, when we got back, Martin had already taken off, and I was just kind of like working on stuff at the house, and I just got hit with like a really, really bad migraine. And I was just like, man, I hope Mike says yes to recording later. Because I was fully prepared. I was, you know, we're so dedicated to this show that we would have done it.
Yeah.
But when you were like, I'm so down for that. Because one thing that you guys don't know is Mike doesn't text message. He does. But a majority of the messages that we get from Mike are voice messages, voice recording.
Yes.
Because he doesn't like to type.
Because they're very, it's like a text message, but you can check it whenever you want to. And then you can respond whenever you want to. It's very convenient. You can say a lot. You're not endangering anyone when you're driving and doing this.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Man, but that sucks, man. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah. So.
So is this family that you're super close to, or is this just extended family? Is this?
It's more. I guess it'd be more like extended family. This is my aunt's husband's nephew's kid.
I see. Okay.
But like, I mean, the boys were born here, and so you know, and we'd see them at a lot of, you know, family functions. I mean, obviously not as close as I am with my first cousins.
Right.
But I mean, definitely like, yeah, like I've watched them grow up. I have memories of them as like little, like kids, basically, babies, basically. So yeah, it was just, it I think it was rough. I was having to watch my uncle, the one that is directly related to them. That was like not cool to watch, but
yeah.
But yeah, just, you know, sending all, you know, I know it sounds lame to say, but like the prayers and well wishes and stuff. Just because that's 20 years old, man, almost 21.
Fuck, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Man, it's one of those things where I don't think you, like, even if you don't know somebody, or you know, you're never really ready to hear something like that.
Right.
Whether you know them, whether you don't, whether they're family, whether they're friends, they're close to you, they're not. Like I think like that's, well, I guess for most people, that's kind of one of the last things that you would think would happen, you know? And it's pretty, especially like the world we're in today, is pretty prevalent that, you know, things like that do happen. But, you know, I guess I get, maybe it's just me. I still don't expect to hear that.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, especially, you know, 20.
Yeah.
So it was, so yeah, we're still waiting to hear a lot of stuff about it. But yeah, that was my Sunday. That was a weird, like I said, my weekend started on such a high and then ended on such a low. But yeah, just I don't know. Just gonna reach out to my cousins, the ones that are closer to them, to kind of see how they're doing, and I'm sure I'll see them at some point this week.
Yeah.
But so yeah.
Yeah, man, that's tough. It's never easy. And it seems, you know, like it seems like one of those weekends where that was kind of like the vibe of the weekend was very kind of, you know, a little more laid back and a little more, everybody was kind of in their own zone this weekend.
Yeah.
You know, even like our normal let's go grab coffee and lunch type thing was a little different than it usually is. Yeah. For me, I think I'm just kind of, I'm in that place right now where I'm just kind of going with the flow, going with emotions. You know, I've just been in like classroom mode for the past 2 weeks because I have a new group, you know, new personalities, new people, interesting, you know.
Is this the new group? Is this the one that has the Star Wars?
Oh, no. That's a different guy.
Okay.
Yeah. That's a different guy.
Is this the group that knows how to distract you already?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. They completely distracted me with Batman talk. And,
we used to do that with, I remember one of my high school teachers, I can't remember which one it was, but I remember we like purposely knew like,
yeah. Yeah.
Well,
They know how to get me talking. And then one of the new agents in the class, I think I told you this story. You know, we do these intros and so like for me, I never like, mentioned like, oh yeah, I played in a band until my like direct coworkers found out and they're like, oh, what? You should talk about that in your intro. So I was like, oh yeah, I play in a band, you know, whatever. And so after the introduction, and I just like kind of, you know, casually mentioned that, a couple of the people in the group of agents are like, oh, well, what does your band sound like? And I'm like, it's like, you know, it's like hardcore music. It's like heavy. And like, oh, we want to hear it. And I'm like, oh no, it's okay. And are you embarrassed? And I'm like, no, but it's just, you know,
it's just not the place, guys. We're trying to be
and then so eventually, of course, they bullied me. They bullied me into playing some songs. And one of the girls in the class who's young, she's in her 20s, was like, that makes sense to me because, you know, people my age don't listen to music like that. Or just it was like that, or like I knew you were older because people my age don't listen to music like that, and I was like, damn, you're gonna fail this class.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's been you know, new week, new class type thing.
I have a kind of, I guess not that funny, but so I put in the at my coffee shop. I put in the group chat the information for the No Bragging Rights show. On the
Would
26th.
anybody like a cat? Can you guys come to my show?
Yeah, I just advertise like crazy.
They probably have a separate chat that doesn't.
I know, like Mike's propaganda and one, and
like Mike is always promoting something,
dude, always. But and so you know, I just put the information. And so like right away, so I put the link to get tickets, and then I put a link to the Breaking Point music video, just so because not everyone in my work like knows. I think they all know I'm in a band by now, but I think everyone knows like has like listened.
Right.
And so And if I can bring this back a little further, okay. So there's this. I'm gonna shout out Jolka right now. Jolka. His last name's Perez as well. Which is
Jolka,
cooler.
what up, dude?
So I hadn't met him yet. I came into the shop one day. He's at the register. New guy. He's like, "Oh, hey, what's up, man?" I'm Mike. And we kind of like, he had a Joker tattoo. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, "Oh, cool. You're like a DC fan." So we talked a little bit about that. You know, like a normal, like 2 seconds. He took my drink order because I was just there on my day off. And so I was talking about how Burner State had a show that night. And I wasn't even, like, he wasn't even in the conversation. I was talking, it's probably like talking like Harry or something. And so Joka's like...
Intern Harry?
Intern Harry.
Yeah.
And Joka's like, "Oh, like you're in a band?" I was like, "Oh, yeah, it's like punk rock, whatever." He's like, "Oh, cool, you have a show tonight?" I was like, "Yeah, it's in Pomona." He's like, "Cool, do you care if I go?" And I was like, "Yes, Joka, who I just met." And we became best friends.
Did we just become best friends?
Yeah. So I definitely treat him differently than everyone else at the shop.
He's earned my love and respect.
Yeah. And so anyway, so then I put the so then, you know, fast forward to, was it yesterday or 2 days ago? I put the information in the group chat, and then the first person to respond is a new girl that I hadn't even met yet. Oh,
Michael!
Ariel? Something like that.
We'll take either one.
Yes. I've met her once since then, but...
Okay.
And so she's the first person to, like, I think even respond, and she just said something like, "Oh, no joke, this is like really cool. Like I really like this music," or something. And so I just put, like, you know, why is it the people that I've known for like 2 seconds are the ones who are my biggest supporters? Some of you guys have known for like 8 years.
Still haven't even seen this video.
Still haven't come to my show. No. And so yeah. Anyway, it was funny. And then another new person was like saying how he was gonna pit. So
nice.
I'm like, okay, new friends.
Yeah.
So basically, all the new hires are like my best friends at the shop now. So we're all gonna be pretty tight.
You know, it's like that sometimes. The new young guns get to hang out with the old guy. You know? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to attack your character that way, Michael.
That's cool. It sounds cool.
I guess we've established this week that we're the old men.
Yeah.
You know?
I just decided that I have a new stock answer for wait, what? Okay, whatever. If people ask me who's older between my brother and myself, mm-hmm. I don't even say anything. I just say, I don't dye my hair. That's all I say now.
But see, now that you're using that, you've officially committed to not dyeing your hair.
For now.
No.
For now.
No. That's got to be your stock answer, and it's got to stay that way.
We'll see.
I don't dye my hair.
I just feel like once I dye my hair, all my problems will go away. My life will change.
I want to do one of those like Mikey in the Streets type of videos where we just go out and we're like, okay, we need opinions on dudes, chicks, babes, everybody. Should Mike color his hair? Should this handsome young gentleman to my right, should he dye his hair?
You know why I have a complex about this, or like why I'm so distrusting? Was because at one point I had long hair.
I knew that there was a deeper root to this.
To everything. I know why I have a fear of flying. I know why I have a fear of shark. Okay.
You have a fear of sharks?
Sharks.
Or sharks.
Dude, that was a fear when we were playing. Never did it.
I don't believe that for 1 second.
Dude, no. Been clean slate. I don't know what to call it. But wait, oh yeah, I had long hair.
Okay.
Like long hair. And everybody, and then I remember getting to a point where I was like kind of debating, like, I think I'm gonna cut it. It's been fun. I was single pretty much this entire time. And like
I think
within
you told
days,
this. I think
did I tell this?
I think
within
so.
days, of cutting my hair.
You got a girlfriend?
Yeah.
But okay, so I think we were talking about this in the car, and I think that you were concerned that if we talk about your long hair, that people were going to do a deep dive.
No, that wasn't sort of
of the Rocket clothing photo shoot that No Bragging Rights did.
Yeah.
So we had this. We were talking about how back in the day, Mike was known for
the
windbreaker and the hat, right? Mm-hmm. The windbreaker and the Red Angels cap was. This is Mike, right? Even before the windbreaker, it was the Red Angels cap.
Yeah.
And I was telling Mike that I clearly remember NBR's like slow turn into like the Hot Topic
getting just sucked into the
metal band image.
Yeah.
You know? And then I remember I remember it just from like an outside perspective of, oh, the Angels hat is back. Like I remember it, like it was so epic just to see that cap come back and be placed on his head, and then the Angels hat start coming back into effect for the shows.
So for anyone who doesn't really understand what's happening here is MBR definitely went through we had like nice hair. I'll just put it like that.
You guys did go through a hair phase.
And
can I put a picture in the episode?
Yeah, I can do the Rocket one.
The Rocket. Can I put the Rocket photo up?
Yeah, you can do the Rocket one. That one.
Right.
That one's. But yeah, and I kind of was just like, I was like, fuck this. I'm gonna go back to just all black, red cap, and then yeah, and then I felt like that was a really weird time for the band, and I'll just speak for myself. I don't want to speak for the rest of the band, but for myself, because I felt like I was really trying to like be like a part of the scene, and like I felt like, okay, well maybe I can change it up. Maybe I don't have to dress like the way I dressed throughout high school.
Was there like an obligation to like, hey, we're no longer just a punk band?
A little bit of that, yeah.
So I can't be the punk kid that's like trying to play in not even a metal band, in a melodic hardcore band. Yeah.
And I think, we were kind of like leaning towards the more like metalcore scene, which is a little more like, I guess, fashionable. But then like
fashionable is debatable.
I know.
I mean, like we were in it, so you know, like it was we thought it was, but
it was a choice.
Yeah,
it was quite a choice. But I just kind of remember thinking like, I just don't feel comfortable. I don't feel like this is me at all. And so I kind of was like, I'm just gonna fucking dress the way I want to dress. Went back to how I pretty much dressed in high school. And then I'd come to find out that like as we started to like lean more into like hardcore and stuff, I was like, oh, this is
the same aesthetic.
This makes more sense. Yeah. And there's a lot of changes around that time and getting out of that. I was just like very bitter with like the music industry and the scene, and I was just tired of like a lot of the bands. I think I was like, and you know, my own band included, I think at one point I was getting really tired.
Did you feel like you were just burnt out, or was it like
I just felt like everything was so disingenuine, and I felt myself very disingenuine.
Really?
Yeah. I don't think I've ever voiced that, but yeah.
Wow. That's, do you want to talk, do you want to talk about like around which record this was, or was it
Illuminator? Straight up
Illuminator.
Yeah. Cause like, it was one of those things where I felt like, Illuminator was like kind of like the breaking point, I think. Cause it was before that. Yeah. It was before that. Like Consequence come out, and Consequence, I felt like we were really heading in the right direction with Consequence of Dreams. I felt like that was like really, like we were like, you know, we weren't like a hardcore, like by any means. I mean, we were still very melodic, and we still had a lot of like, I think a little more metalcore to us at that point.
Right.
But it just felt like a step in the right direction. And then I think it just veered off. It just took a weird turn. And And I mean, I stand by everything we recorded, but even that record was like a lot of. When I hear that record, I just hear myself just being disingenuous, just based on like even my scream.
Was it? Did you? I mean, did it feel that way lyrically, or did it just feel that way like sonically?
No, lyrically, that I was very honest in how I felt about like just.
It was because, I mean, I feel like from an outside perspective, you've always been pretty straightforward with your lyrically, but I think maybe sonically is where it would.
Yeah, and it was we were figuring stuff out, so we went with we recorded with Daniel Castleman for that one, and it's more of like he records a lot of cool metalcore bands,
And he's good.
and so he gave that's the sound we got for that album. But I just, for myself, I just remember feeling like, there's a lot of good in that time. Like, one of my favorite memories when I think about that is writing courses with Rick.
Yeah.
That was fun. But, I don't know, just like different things. Like I just felt like I needed to scream deeper because I felt like that's what what I felt like that's where like, I don't know, people were leaning towards. And, I don't know why I thought people would want that from me.
They wanted to hear you sound like something else, I guess.
Yeah. And so, but all that just made doing Cycles like just the awesome experience that it was. And I felt like that was like our band just kind of like resetting and just being like, this is who we are. Let's just lean into this. And, we made our rule was like, let's be punk rock fast and let's be hardcore heavy.
I think there's definitely something to say about like, I think every band kind of goes through that. You know what I mean? Like every band goes through those transitional phases where you like, it's like a damned if you do, damned if you don't type thing, because how many bands have you listened to where, what got you into them is no longer what they do currently. Right.
Yeah.
And then as you listen to it, like you're still holding on to like, oh man, this like I really got into this band because they were so riffy and they were so heavy and they had the heaviest, slowest breakdowns. And then now they're like, all of a sudden you hear punk beats on their records and you hear like, and I think that part of the growth and progression is trying things out. Like I don't know, maybe to me like I understand how you felt where it was like this is not the most genuine reflection of me, but also you're trying something new,
Right.
And it didn't work.
And we could have easily.
I mean, it worked, but it didn't like.
Yeah, and I think like there's also when I think about that time too for like the Illuminator time, like we could have very just as easily just gone into like leaned in super hard into like the more like beat down side of hardcore, which if you heard my scream doesn't fit that well, at least for that, but yeah, and then so got through that, and just I don't know. I feel like it's one of those. It's like jokingly, it's embarrassing, like some of the pictures and some of the stuff from that time. But at the same time, I think it's like good for me or good for us, I think, as a band to go through that.
I mean, there was an era where we're wearing deep V's and had a lot of face piercings and questionable haircut choices.
I don't know that I ever wore a deep V. I think that may be one of the things I avoided.
I definitely wore a deep V with no chest tattoos either. Nothing cool to show off. Just 3 chest hairs and no definition on my chest.
Nice.
But
yeah, all I say, my mistrust and and my long hair, or yeah. But
I don't know, man. I think that's I think it's valid to kind of like feel that things are a little. How do I word it? I think it's valid to feel that like you tried something and it didn't work. It didn't feel right. It didn't feel correct. I'm actually even still to this day like this. So the first 2 singles that we put out with this new band that I'm playing in Torture Culture, I we rushed to get them out because we had a show, and I just leaned heavily on like, this is what I did in Creative Void, right? So the first 2 singles, and we re-recorded those singles, and now with the evolution of the band, like you've heard what I'm doing with vocally, and it's different, right? Like it's not that. But now I'm kind of like, I'm a little nervous. I'm a little concerned because like, I like what I'm doing. I think it sounds just more pissed. It sounds more angry, but I'm not doing like the metal that I'm used to doing and that people are used to hearing from me from, you know, the things I've done in the past. So now I've got this weird complex where I'm like, fuck, are people gonna like this? Like, are they gonna be into this? You know,
dude. I mean, as long as you're in that zone that you're the last couple of songs that you recorded in.
Yeah,
I think for this band anyway, I feel like that's a sweet spot.
I think you know, and there's a nice little Easter egg for people that do listen to this. There is a song with both you and I on the EP.
You get to hear the contrast.
Yeah. If you didn't see our TikTok video, you'll definitely hear the contrast in the track. But it's cool. It's fun.
It is fun. It's fun.
So. All right. Let's. I know we're gonna keep tonight short and sweet, but we do have a message. And we had a question from. Did she want us to say her name? Did she not want us to say her name?
I don't know. I'll ask. I can ask.
We'll go with this. We got a message from a friend. And so the question is, what would you tell a person who sees a friend or a relative who is suffering from grief, depression, anxiety, etc., and who clearly needs help but will not go get any? And then how would you advise that person to help the person that they are seeing go through all this? Stuff.
Well, I mean, like when we had Dylan on, who was a therapist,
Touched on it a little bit.
Yeah, and you know, and he, like you were saying, like, you know, you can't make anyone do anything. I really liked what he said about like just kind of saying. And there's like I kind of take this approach too, like stay consistent with them, and just ask them about the situation and let them explain the situation to you, like why, and there's a lot of ways. Not a lot, I shouldn't say that, but there's, if someone's not getting help, there's probably a reason to it, right? And it could be a bad experience. It could be like a belief thing. It could be, they're not as fully like educated on it, on what that kind of help would look like. And so I think if you can just approach somebody and like, just in the sense of just like, hey, I'm just asking, what, I don't know. I'm trying to think of how to word it good or to word it well, but it's like, why, is there a reason why you are against this, or is there something you don't like about the process of getting help for this, or do you not? I don't know.
Or maybe it could even be scenarios where like, somebody is even scared of the process.
Yeah. But then to ask, like, why are you scared of the process? Like, did something happen? Is this, have you had a bad experience? Does someone have a bad experience?
This question is kind of a tough one for me because I have somebody that I'm really close to who is like of the older generation, that views therapy and mental health and all of this as kind of like just a like a non-starter. Like we don't talk about this,
We don't do this.
So there's like this there's this whole idea that like you just suck it up and you deal with your feelings and then that's that. But the problem is that it comes out like when all of that builds up, it comes out and it's kind of taken out on everybody else around them. Yeah. Right. And the most unfortunate part is everybody's around them, which would be family, friends and all that, all talk to me about it and tell me how detrimental it is, how hard it is, how much it sucks. But at the same time, like approaching the subject with this person is like, it's like lighting a match and there's just cans of gasoline everywhere, right? So it's like the second that you even bring it up, it's like, then
defenses and
and then they're blaming everybody else. Like, why would you even go out of your way to tell somebody that I'm dealing with this, that kind of thing. So I, like you said, like I kind of really like Dylan's approach where like you keep asking the question or you keep, going into detail or you keep bringing up scenarios with them about how this is affecting their life or how it might be, how it might be affecting everybody around them. And then eventually with time, the hope is that they're going to see it for themselves, right? Because at the end of the day, like unless they see it as a problem or unless they see that what they're going through is worth talking to somebody about or worth opening up about, that's the only time that they're actually going to do it. Because you can take somebody, it's the whole like you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. Yeah. You can take somebody to therapy. You can send them to a therapist. You could send them to counseling.
You can take them to school. You don't have to, I don't have to learn.
Yeah. And, it just doesn't, it doesn't mean anything. You can take me to church. I don't know the rest of the lyrics for that song, so I can't continue. But it's tough because you want what's best for this person and you want to try and help them, but at the same time, they have to want it in order to achieve that goal. And it gets even more tough when you're in almost like a third party position, right? Because like with this question, it's how do you convince somebody? Let me make sure that I'm wording it correctly. Like, how do you tell a person who is seeing their friend or relative who is suffering from all of these things, grief, anxiety, depression? So you're not even directly in contact with the person who is going through these emotions and who is going through this cycle. You're kind of like helping the person who's trying to help them, or you're trying to help the person who's experiencing this with them, right? And I guess like looking at it from that window and from that perspective, like all you can do is just be supportive of the person that you are directly in contact with, right? Like you check in on them regularly because you don't know how the grief and the depression of somebody else is affecting them, be that support and that rock for them, be that like,
be that consistent, voice of caring,
let them talk.
Yeah. Let them talk.
Like, let them vent, let them talk. No, sometimes it's not even about like providing an answer for them. Sometimes it's just to be the person that they listen to or that listens to them while they get, their frustrations, their emotions, their, what they're going through out.
Yeah. And you never know, like what you'd be surprised. Like you can catch like, just at my internship, I remember there's one of the kids I talked to probably the most. And we had sessions like he was required to have like X amount of sessions before, to go towards him, like going back to the school that he came from kind of thing.
Right.
And so seeing me, he just knew he had to do it. And so, I'd always ask him, hey, how are you doing? Like, trying to see, and taking a genuine interest in, what was going on. And, one day I just asked him, and there's nothing out of the ordinary as far as like how I asked him or anything. I just, same thing, like checking in on him. And he opened up and he just dropped some pretty heavy things. I mean, I was like, okay, cool. Like,
yeah.
And so we just talked and stuff, but, it's just that, it's just staying consistent. Cause I think people also can like read, they're pretty good at reading if you're, like what's the motive to this, and And then if they see that like, oh, well, the motive is like, they just want me to go see a therapist. But if you're consistent and then they start to see past that part and they just see, okay, they're concerned for me.
Right.
You know, then maybe that might start to, you know, open some doors, you know, and lead to other conversations that could, you know, get you there. It doesn't always have to be a straight, like you need to do this, and, you know, it doesn't have to be so black and white. I think showing people that you care, being consistent with them, I feel like that's kind of the best way to go about it. Be patient with them, you know, not taking it personally when they don't want to, you know, and giving them space, like letting them say no, basically. All right, we'll try again tomorrow.
Yeah, it's tough because, you know, this is where you're gonna have to exhibit the most patience you've probably ever, you know, exhibited, because you kind of got a little taste of that when you got into this job, where it's completely different dealing with somebody who wants to talk to you and who wants to open up and who wants to vent, or who wants to seek help, versus somebody who does not give a fuck about you,
super reluctant,
or what you do or any of that. And they just, you know, uninterested.
Yeah. Well, thank you for the question. Let's see if she responded. She didn't respond yet. Maybe we'll shout her out later on.
So we got questions from the gram.
We did. They're from our buddy Jesse.
Buddy Jesse, who you shared a Baby Yoda with.
He asked how was the Baby Yoda?
Yeah,
it was delicious.
The Baby Yoda is a cocktail from the bar that we were at the other night, and you guys definitely enjoyed a drink together.
I got it because when he said he was getting it, I just felt like, I don't know. I just knew it was gonna look so ridiculous with him drinking it. I didn't appreciate how the bartender
was not happy that we were ordering such.
He said something. He's like, "Oh, do you guys want desserts?" Or something like that.
Yeah, because we got we got to the bar, and I will be completely transparent with you guys. We got to the bar, we went to order dinner. Jesse and Mike wanted to be men, and they both looked at the beer menu, and I made the comment, I want something refreshing. Mm-hmm. And I went straight for the cocktail menu. And the waiter was unhappy with me when I mentioned that I wanted. I was like, "What do you think of this?" And he's like, "I really don't like fruity stuff like that. I don't like sweet stuff. I'm not that type of guy. But if that's what you want, you know." And so, at that point, I felt challenged. I felt that I was obligated to order a very fruity and delicious drink. So I did. I ordered it was like a vodka pineapple lemonade type thing. Delicious. It was not great, but I drank it because I was committed. And then at that point, Mike and Jesse both ordered the Baby Yoda.
Baby Yoda. It looks like a little Yoda.
It looks like a little Yoda. I actually have a video of it, and I'll probably post it.
That's good. It was
was it tasty?
It was tasty. What was it? All right, Jesse has the second question. This one a little more difficult to answer, I think.
Okay.
Jesse also asks, how did you learn to scream? Both of us. The question.
Interesting. For me, I think I always just kind of like, this is actually kind of a funny story. I always would like scream and sing along with, songs that you would hear on records and whatever. And I never took it seriously. And then one day I was driving with my aunt, Philip's mom, Auntie Doi, shout out to Auntie Doi. And Story of the Year was actually playing in the car, right? And I just happened to, I was singing along, and it was like Until the Day I Died. I was screaming of course, like the end of the song. And she's like, hey, you don't sound bad. And I was like, oh. And then that's actually out here how I like. That's how I decided that I was just going to start screaming in a band, because before that I was playing guitar.
Whoa, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I was playing guitar and I was just like in the background. But we could never find anybody, like when I would start little bands and projects, we could never find anybody that could sing or that could scream. And so I just kind of decided to do it. And that's how that happened. So I never wanted to be a front man.
Dude, same. I wanted to be.
I wanted
to play guitar. I wanted to write. I wanted to participate in writing, because I always like writing lyrics. But like, I wanted to do like harmonies, and because I was like really into playing guitar. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I told you, like, I think we've kind of talked about this before, but originally we were supposed to have a vocalist, our buddy Joey. And I remember being so excited. Yeah, I remember being so excited to like have like to write songs and to hear someone else sing them.
We should get him on the podcast. I see him every day now.
Really?
Yeah.
Lucky.
Like because their building moved in across the street from mine, and he's always out walking when I'm like on break or like whatever. Cool. Like, Joe, and he'll go, "What's up, Mike? What's up, Mike?
Let me know if you guys go to lunch. I'll meet you,
dude."
Okay, for me, so this is gonna sound. It doesn't sound that weird to me because I've literally lived this way my whole life. I've never really practiced screaming. Like, there was never a time when I was just like, oh, like this, you know, this, I need to do it like this or this or that.
Yeah.
It just came out of like when No Bragging and I started to like practice, we were just, I don't know, every now and then we'd play like a song we'd cover a song, I should say. We'd cover a song that had some kind of screaming in it. And so I got to like realize, oh, I just got to just do it at a higher volume or just push. I don't know why. I've never thought mechanically about it ever. The only time I've ever thought about it, like in a what's it called? Why am I spacing on the word? Technique. Anyway, was the Zen screaming.
Yeah,
that was the first time I'd ever been like, oh, is that what's going on? Is that what we're doing?
I learned a lot from that from Melissa Cross.
Yeah, that's helpful. I took the whole like breath management and stuff, the accordion thing,
the over the pencil, and
over the pencil
projection, everything. So this is kind of like this is an insider view on Mike Perez, but if you were to if today somebody was like, hey man, like, we're a fan of No Bragging Rights, or like everybody's a fan of NBR, was just like, we'd be fine with you never screaming again. Would you do it?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
You don't like screaming at all.
I don't like screaming. I would never liked it. Like, I feel like, obviously it's necessary for what we do. I feel like it fits with what we do. Yeah. But dude, yeah, if the guys, especially if the guys in NBR were like, hey, let's like not scream, I'd be like,
down.
Say less.
This is an episode of Revelations for NBR fans here.
Yeah. And just straight up to any band out there that asks me for a feature, you want to get me like excited, give me a part where I'm singing.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, and that part, like, that always like would make me like not frustrated, but it was just kind of like, a band will reach out and feel like, hey, we have this part. I think this part would fit really well for you, and I hear it, and it's like, fuck.
Is that how you felt when I gave you that song?
That was different. That one. I mean,
I don't think I even asked you to scream. I was just like, dude, it'd be sick if you got on this.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, then you got me more excited about the fact of what that song was about.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck yeah, I can write about that. I can get behind that. But yeah, I get so bummed out. Like, I'll hear a band and like they'll have like cool cleans. I'm like, oh, sick.
Yeah.
I'll get on a chorus or something, or or you know, I get to like use my higher range in like a verse or something. And then they're like, it'd be cool if you like did the breakdown here. I'm like, dude, I don't like doing breakdowns for no bragging rights. Like,
So fun facts about Mike, which I'm sure we've mentioned before. Isn't the biggest fan of screaming, and also doesn't like ad libs. You'll never hear like a blah or like a oh or any of this come out of Mike's mouth. Ooh. Or ooh.
So okay, so why I don't do them live? For me, this is probably should have been an excuse. Whatever.
Preserves your voice.
Preserve my. I'm like catching my breath.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't have a lot of wasted. I don't waste a lot of breath when I'm performing a song. It's yeah. But I think like the guys in MBR, they're like Daniel's really good at it. Martin's good at it.
Yeah.
Was Tron? I'm trying to think if Tron was like a hype guy for To the Wind.
I don't know.
But anyways, yeah, I'm not. I for Hope Theory, is it Hope Theory? Yeah, in Hope Theory, there's like just I think screams I do at the end, right? Yeah, there's just screams, and I think like when I understand ad libs and I understand like things to like, add like, you know, give a song like I don't know like more texture and stuff, and I get that. Yeah. And I hear it and I'm like, that sounds cool.
Yeah.
But for me,
you like them, you don't like doing them.
I don't like doing them, and I just feel like like for Hope Theory, the part is just like it's just supposed to be like a scream at the end. I'm trying. Yeah. Anyway, I mostly just yell fuck.
What?
I mostly just scream fuck. Just because like for me, Hope Theory, I get really into that song. Like that song is very.
It means a lot.
It means a lot to the point where I'll share it another time. But I had something happen when I was practicing.
Recently?
Yeah. And
why don't you share it now, Michael?
All right. Okay. So the song for me when I'm performing it live, for me when I say fuck, for me that part to me that is like that's like the most genuine ad lib I'll ever do.
Yeah.
Because it's like
most people don't even realize you're actually saying
right. I think
a curse word.
Yeah. It's just me. You know, I think it's funny when people are. Like this happens in my everyday life as well, but also like people who have seen No Bragging Rights live, they're like, you swear more than I thought you would. Like, yeah, I'm sorry, I don't know.
Yeah,
I can't help it.
I'm with my friends. Don't judge me.
Yeah. So last week was my first time. So I'm trying to like really get through the set, like stumble my way through the set. I'm stumbling hard through it. But I'm getting there.
Yeah.
I'm not screaming full volume. But it's I'm trying to get to like that show mentality. So I've been very, very mechanical with it. I'm singing the parts where I sing, you know. So this last week I was going through and I was feeling really really good about the set. And so when I got to the end of Hope Theory, I completely forgot about this. I don't even think I've ever like thought of this. It's just, it always happens. And then I don't think about it. And I think I've just been out of it so long that when I did it, I started tearing up because live on the ending where we do the, it's I Still Believe.
Yeah.
Live, I say, I'll always believe. And when I said that, when I was like running, I like got choked up saying it. And fun fact, I definitely cry every time we play that song on that part when I say that.
Yep.
And that's like something I've never like, I don't know that I've ever shared that, but like, and I never think about that. I don't think that I'm that like, oh, you cried during that part.
So it's just like a thug tear.
It's like tear, yeah.
Yeah, and then, you know.
It's a tear, I should say. I wasn't crying. But, Yeah, so that was kind of cool because it kind of like it's also not like a little like
we're back, baby.
yeah because it was just like I say that live, and so when I did it, it just completely caught me off guard, and I was just like, oh yeah, like this happens, or it was just So anyway, so I'm getting there, getting back to show ready. Getting back to these songs.
It's wild to think that show is just a couple weeks away, or a few weeks away, you know? Yeah. I wish that there was like this big production of like, hey, we can do it. You know, start filming now and just film the build up, the build up to the show. And then we spent all this money on a camera, Mike. We could do this. We could documentary style.
Dude, do it.
You know,
we're doing it.
We're getting the band back together.
It's one of those, and it's like, so it's kind of embarrassing. Today, literally, I was talking with Kaylee, my manager, and she's like, "Are you gonna like be okay to work because the show's on Saturday? So like, are you gonna be okay to work Saturday, or do you like need it off?" And I was just like, "Oh shit!" I was like, "I probably need Friday, and Sunday off." Yeah, because I mean, I imagine I'm gonna offer to pick guys up from the airport and take them to the airport, like. And so I didn't even like think to do that. Like I need to put in my not my 2 weeks. Sorry,
I need to put in my 2 week notice.
I need to request time off. Like I didn't even think about that until she said it, and I was like, oh yeah, shit. I probably should not work the next day. I'm going to be wrecked.
Yeah, you're gonna be hurting.
Oh my gosh, dude. Yeah, recording was rough. I remember that being, and I was like in shape. I had to get in shape. I had to get in shape. I was running and stuff.
Yeah.
And that was rough. Anyways, I think that's it. I don't have any other.
No more questiones.
We'll probably get them after the show.
All right. Well, here's what I want to do. Same Jesse that sent us in questions actually put us on to this. Excuse me. Amazing.
Was it
amazing dad jokes
yes.
page, and I want to start ending our episodes with a dad joke. So I want to end with one here. You ready for this, Michael?
Yeah.
I broke up with a girl years ago because of her obsession with counting. I wonder what she's up to these days.
Oh my gosh. There's so many good ones on here.
You want to hit one and then we'll get out of here, Mike?
They're so bad, but they're so good. Let's see. Oh, where's the
one I want?
Oh, yeah. Isn't that funny? It's funny. And I want to say this to like somebody who clearly cooks or whatever, and be like, but I would say I heard you. But anyway, it says, I've been banned from the secret cooking society because I kept spilling the beans.
Oh God.
There's so many these dad kind of jokes or like kid disses that I wish I had with me just ready to go when we were still touring.
I sent one to Austin today that said I got a vasectomy because I didn't want any kids. And then I got home and they were still there. Jeez. And on that note, thank you guys so much for checking into the show. It's another one with just us this week. I believe that next week we will have a special guest. We won't say who. No. We won't say who, just in case, because he's a flake.
He's a big flake.
He's a huge flake. But if he gets on the show, we'll take that back. Maybe. Kind of, sort of. Probably not. But make sure you guys follow us at Walking Blind Pod pretty much wherever. if you guys got questions, send in the questions. Thank you guys so much for listening. Like, comment, and subscribe. Hit us with a 5-star. Tell your friends about us. We, it's a slow burn. It's a slow build, but we want to have fun with this.
Yeah.
And we got we keep talking about having cool stuff in the works, but we do have some cool shit.
Yeah. And if you're someone who listens to this pretty often, and there's something you'd like for us to discuss, send it.
Yeah.
Let us hear it. Let us know.
Or we even mentioned, like, if you have something to, like, a response to something that we said on the show, or have a response to, like, something that we have talked about and you guys want to talk about it, like, let us know. Yeah. Shoot us a message.
Yeah. There's thing. I'll post it on the Instagram.
Maybe. He's not real good at it.
Yeah.
Later.
Peace.